What's up guys, Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review, and today we got a game from the K3 Soju Invitational Duos tournament. So this is a really fun tournament format where people go into the tournament as groups of two. So we're watching Spencer, TFT's POV, and he was on a team with Pakigam, whose name is, it's like some kind of, is some kind of One Piece something or something, Mogu something gummy yummy gummy. Is that like, I don't know, it's a reference to like something, I think, I don't know. But the other teams we got in here are, you see in 8th place, that's Box's name, it's Emily and Box, Rain and Kanedrew, and Asa and Kurum. So it's a duos tournament, so you have to do your best to make yourself and your duo outperform all of the other duos. So it's a really fun format where you have to prioritize that kind of stuff. And we're also in this looks like Scuttle Puddle, right? Because they're not jamming around. Or is it Crab Rave? I guess we're going to see in a second. Oh, it is Crab Rave. Okay, so yeah, we're in Crab Rave. So this should be a really crazy game. The reason that we're VOD reviewing Spencer is because he had the highest score on the day by far. This looks like a pretty crummy opener, honestly. We don't really have any units to play around. Story Request is a horrible augment prize fighter. And the cut above to some degree requires you to win streak. Cut above at least a little bit better. Works pretty well with your items. I feel like it's what you kind of have to make here, but yeah, it's not amazing. And we're gonna actually level here and just play a 4-cost board of some, or a 4-unit board with some random dudes on there. Slam some items onto Caitlyn. The Last Whisper is a very standard slam. You can play that into basically any AD comp. The only downside to this Last Whisper slam, the only thing that feels a little bit bad is now our leftover tank items are Even Shroud, and you know, we're not gonna play Last Whisper Even Shroud. Ooh, what is this? Is this like Tom Kench standing? Oh no, it's working out with Set makes you bigger. Okay, well, it's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, Spencer actually had a really good performance on the day. I don't know all of his scores, but you know, he top forward almost every single game. Also, we get dropped a Yone here, which we can slam items to, which is a really nice. Oh, and we can even make a BT. I mean, it makes good usage out of our items. The only problem with this setup is I don't think we can actually play Yone this game. So we're going to have to Yone carry into another board, which is a pretty interesting setup. Most people, you know, are playing Yone. They see Yone and they say, I'm going to play Yone this game. But I mean, this game, we don't have the Titan's Resolve. We have this like Deathblade. These aren't good Yone items. It's just that Yone can hold them pretty well. But it's a cool show off of in TFT, you know, just because you get a Yone, it doesn't mean you have to play Yone. And just because you have your AD carry itemizations, you know, like you have items that would ideally go on something like a Kaisa or like a Senna, doesn't mean you have to play Senna in the early game. You can play Yone in the early game. And look at this, we're going to be on a 3 streak here. I don't think our Deathblade, okay, I think our Deathblade just farmed 1 gold there, but so far it's not been farming much. But yeah, there's actually like a really good opener. We can play around the Umbral, the Ghostly. For now, we have this random Kobuko on the board. And we're looking to pick up a tank item here, I would think. A Warmogs would be best here. Sunfire, it's like, yeah, you could go Redemption here as well if you can't get the Warmogs. Ooh, okay. We can't get the Warmogs, so looks like we're gonna go for the tier here. I don't know if this is gonna be Redemption or not. I would slam Redemption here, but we'll see. And he really, I'm talking about, you know, I've talked in the past about the prioritization of Fortune. It like really looks like Spencer wanted to hold on to Fortune here, just to hold on to the random Kobuko. But, you know, you can't really do that here. You got to make gold. We can still hold on to 1, but we'd have to lose the Darius pair, which doesn't seem good. So I think we're just going to make gold here. Though the upside is with the farm, yeah, we can still hold on to this Kobuko pair. But look how long we're holding on these Kobukos. I know a lot of people are on the, like, stage 3 Fortune angle. They say, like, okay, I really want to just win streak, have a strong board early, almost like Heartsteel, right? In the last set, where you know you would get a lot of HP and then you would get Heartsteel in later and use that to farm up really, you know, strong items, gold, that kind of stuff. Similar thing we're seeing a lot of with Fortune here, where it's you know, you play a strong early game, you save some HP, and then you get Fortune in stage 3, stage 4, use that to farm up like a 30 stack cash out, use the 30 stack cash out to get you enough that you can just win the game. So we'll see if Spencer ends up doing that this game. Sadly, this is actually a loss here. Kurum ends his win streak, which hurts a lot because we were gonna 5 streak there, but it's I mean, it's not the end of the world. We still have a pretty strong board and decent amount of econ, but man, that is a sad fight to lose for sure. Honestly, we might have got a little, I didn't see what Kurum was using the D-Blade and the Death Cap for, but this is like a pretty bad portal for us because we already have an itemized 3-item carry. Speaking about Fortune, there is a Teemo. if we want to continue to look for that. We would have to sell something. We'd have to sell like some of this stuff if we want to hold on to everything here. It looks like he's just going to hold on to these ribbons because those are likely to go on his late game board if he decides to play around Kai'Sa, which is the best angle here. The question if we play around Kai'Sa is just where's this BT going to go? The BT is a fantastic slam for now, but I'm curious to see what it ends up on later. I mean, the ideal late game is Udyr, but when you're not stable on 8, like when you're not 9, how are you playing Udyr? We'll see. Thieves Gloves tends to be a fantastic augment. Recon Bob doesn't really do much for us here. So yeah, we just take the Thieves Glove here. I like this a lot. And we have like a Rek'Sai too that we could fit it on. So this looks really, really good for us. But yeah, still, we ended up selling those Kobukos, so it's not going to be a stage 3 fortune game. We are looking at our Ink Shadow item here. It's like the worst one in the game, Tattoo of Vitality, right? Because Protection and Vitality, they both sound like healing ones. But yeah, Vitality is like the worst one in the game. It just doesn't really do enough. Some people have cooked up, like you put Tattoo of Vitality on Irelia and give her a bunch of HP, and she like does I don't know. I don't know how good that actually is, but I've heard tale of it. But in any case, we have a decently strong board down to 74 HP though. We've actually lost a decent number of these fights just because our board is lacking upgrades. We just have the Rek'Sai 2. We finally hit a Darius too, but our board is just not that strong at the end of the day, which is wild because we were so strong stage 2, but we've actually taken a decent couple losses this stage. We'll see what happens when we fight Pocky here, because Pocky is the other person in this lobby. This is our teammate, and we're going to give him the win. I mean, it's probably good to give him the win, honestly, because he's lower than us. He needs the HP. And looks like Pocky is just ghostly. What is this augment called? I always think it's called Spooky House, but it's called like Ghostly something. Ghostly Manor. No, I don't think that's what it is, but it's something like that. The Ghostly augment. We get to pick up bow here, which is going to be for what, actually? I'm not sure. Did we just really want the unit that it was on? It was on a 4-cost, I remember. But yeah, I'm curious what this bow's at. Oh yeah, it's just on a Kai'Sa. So Kai'Sa is as Kai'Sa does. We just pick up the Kai'Sa here. The bow is a little bit not great, but the Kai'Sa is Kai'Sa. Look, this Kai'Sa unit, people yap this patch about the lack of viability of 4-costs, and they're actually going to fix that. We'll see, but they are really going hard on that next patch, where if you guys haven't seen, they're going to add a bunch of HP to all the 4-costs. So we might completely shift the meta on Wednesday. We'll see. It should be a fun little analysis to see what the new comps are and what's strong. But my prediction is that the meta is going to shift a lot because they really want to shift it back towards 4-cost. Boom, there's a Galio. That's fantastic. I'm going to put this onto our board as well later with the Kai'Sa. So yeah, we've already built a lot of the board. The only downside is we're still lacking the Sivir, which you'd want to put on this board. And the higher level you go, the harder it's going to be the harder it is going to be to find that Sivir. So hopefully we get a Sivir sooner rather than later, or else we're going to be in Sivir jail and we're going to have to throw a random Teemo on our board. We're not going to get Story Weaver, and we're going to be very, very sad. Also very, very sad is Emily Wang here is going to take a decent loss. It's actually really, really annoying for Emily that we're holding on to this 2-star Yone and item holding it. And honestly, we're holding 4 Yones now. Like, it's so annoying for Emily because she wants to reroll for Yone 3. She has Gargantuan Resolve, one of the best augments in the entire game for Yone. But if you can't find a Yone 3, it's quite annoying. And she's pretty low now, right? 43 HP. So yeah, not ideal for Emily. But, we have to pivot out of this Yone relatively soon. The second we find, maybe even, I don't know. We'll see if he wants to pivot the items over onto Kai'Sa 1. That's a Galio 2, which is a great pickup. There's a Ribbon 2. Still, like I'm talking about, no Sivers yet. So we're just going to play this 4 Bruiser board on our current board. Add Trick Shot. We have just Umbral activated for Ione here. We're going to make the Morello, which is just really nice slam in general, and Adaptive Helm as well. Our items end up really, really weird here. I mean, they're solid items, right? But it's just, we're going to be... I'm still really curious to see where this BT goes. Martyr tends to be a fantastic late game augment. Inspiring Epitaph as well, really, really good. I don't know what the stats say. I might go Epitaph. I feel like I'd lean more towards Epitaph, but both I think are really, really good. Ooh, and now he gets Lucky Ricochet. That's going to guarantee him the Sivir, and it's going to mean that we immediately want to pivot our board into this. Ooh, we hit a Zaya on 8. That is a fantastic pickup for us. Still no more Kai'Sas. We just have this one Kai'Sa, but we can move items over. Throw the Deathblade on her, the Last Whisper on her. Adaptive Helm is going to go onto Galio. We're going to TG this Silas on the front line, and it is just going to end up being BT Galio as like a pseudo tank item on him. Not the best, not the worst. This is definitely not BIS Galio, but it's GEIS, good enough in slots. But yeah, this is actually starting to get like a little bit scary. We pick up the Sivir 2, which is really nice. We're a lot of pairs here. We can find Aatrox 2, which is really, really nice. But still, no Kai'Sa paired. What I was saying about Kai'Sa earlier is that this unit is a monster in many ways. If you get just a Kai'Sa 1 with a really, really strong board, you can actually just win streak with Kai'Sa 1 just because she is so strong, especially because we already have that Xayah as well. The downside is we would need everything else upgraded. We need Sylas 2, I would say. That's the next big upgrade that we have coming down the turnpike. That's like isn't that a road or like a place where you like pay a what is a turnpike? There's an IE on Carousel here with a sword attached, so we could go double IE here. I feel like that's got to be our pickup here. IE for Kai'Sa and then IE for Xayah. Looks really, really nice. I guess there's also GS as an option, but I would probably go the IE. We'll see what we want to go here for here. And hey, look, there's our Bruiser, like I was talking about. We finally get to pick it up, which is really, really nice. Looks like he maybe is leaning GS just by the way he sort of like positioned his items on bench here. We'll see what he makes. I don't know. For some reason, I like IE on Kai'Sa. It's just like a vibe. But, or on Xayah, I mean, but we'll see. Looks like he wants GS. Oh, he's just going to GS the Teemo because it's Teemo 2. He's going to say that Teemo 2 is actually better here as an item carrier than the Xayah. It looked pretty close between Teemo and Xayah there. GS gives a little bit of attack speed, which means we're going to get to a faster cast on the Morello, which means we're going to heal cut faster. So I can certainly see it. It makes sense. And Teemo 2 is a monster. I'm sure you guys, I'm sure I've done a VOD at some point of someone who just hits a Teemo 2 and they just go fast 9 off Teemo 2 because he's such a monster. Sadly, we don't have like a blue buff or anything for him, but still, I mean, solid itemization. We're going to fight a duelist player here with double Titans. This is Emily, actually. She ended up pivoting into duelist because she just couldn't find the Iones, but she has double Titans, Gargantuan, Resolve, Volibear. This bear is disgusting. I don't think I ever uploaded a VOD of it, but I had a game that I played on stream earlier on in the set where I hit Gargantuan Resolve, put 3 Titans Resolves onto my Volibear, and he was just the least killable unit of all time. Like, he's just slap, 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 slap. He always gets to his Titan stacks just because he's so tanky. And I mean, if you get him to 3-star, then it's just, he's a monster. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of gold from this portal. And boom, that's a Kai'Sa 2. That is a huge hit. Looks like Kai'Sa is pretty uncontested in this portal, so I think that's actually a reasonable, or in this like game. So I think it's actually a pretty reasonable hit. And hey, I was talking about the blue buff for Teemo. There it is. Itemization-wise, and now I guess we go for Kai'Sa item. You could go like Guard Breaker. You could reforge the Chain Vest and then look for something better for Xayah. Yeah, I think we should have gone that there because I can't imagine that Guard Breaker is better than, I mean, maybe it's better than something like an IE. I mean, if you wouldn't reforge there if Guard Breaker is the best possible item that you can get. I would imagine that IE is better, but maybe I'm wrong. You know, I haven't looked at the tactic stat tools on all the stats for this unit. But yeah, we can actually just level here really early. We're gonna level to get Ghostly in here. I mean, it's a minor like increase in board strength, but hey, anything that you can do to save yourself some HP. And also it's really scary. We look at Pocky, our teammate here. He's in 8th place with only 8 HP left over, and that is not a comp. The Senna comp, that is not a comp that caps out insanely high. It's a 2-cost reroll. You do not want to be that low when playing 2-cost. So unit-wise, ideally here, we just want to pick up the Udyr. That's what you usually play on this board. The Ghostly isn't bad by any means. But yeah, it's usually Udyr that goes in on this board. You could throw a random play in, but we don't really have much to duplicate. If we had more HP, I mean, we're 40 HP. If we were more confident in our setup here, maybe. Oh, and this looks like it could be potentially a team kill if our board's strong enough. This is a pretty close fight. Looks like oh my god, I mean, that's perfect. That is actually really, really good for our team because Pocky gets to survive and we take only a 1-unit loss. That's the best possible outcome. Worst case would be we get like a 1-unit victory or something. I mean, it doesn't really matter how big our victory is. That's an Ink Shadow emblem here, which would give us Ink Shadow. I don't know how valuable that actually is. We could just... The problem is none of our other units are like that ready to get itemized, so this actually might be best. But I mean, Tattoo of Vitality is so mediocre. Ooh, that's a Riven that we could... Or that's not what that unit's called. It's called Irelia. But that's an Irelia that we could play on our board. We are just going to play Lissandra, though. Ooh, yeah, I like this a lot, actually. Lissandra, just one of the best splash units in TFT, especially with... Like, especially right, we're going to fight Emily. If Lissandra could get a cast onto this Volibear, it could completely change the fight. Our Lissandra here is in the middle of the board. Oh my god, we actually completely... Oh my god, we just 10-0'd her. And now we're just hoping that Pocky can live so that Pocky can farm a top 6. And oh, can the Alawi get through the Kog'Maw? She can, so it is a top 6 for Pocky. Oh, this was such a close game. I love that Lissandra addition here, though, with the This is basically what taking this allows us to do, is play the Lysandra on our board, not have to play the Udyr, who's a great unit, but I think Lysandra is just the queen of this patch just because of how many melee carries you want to hit. And even if there's not a melee carry, like, look, okay, so we're fighting this Thresh here, but Lysandra ulting this Thresh and then throwing the Thresh into the backline here gives our team so much space to get casts off and stuff. It's so nice. Reduces the value that Ace is getting out of stuff like Sniper. Sadly, we look to the right here and we see that Pocky went down in 6th. Still, honestly, a really, like, it could have been a lot worse than that, so I think we can be happy that Pocky was able to farm a top 6. Oh, and we're fighting the Crab here with the Crab Rave. It's also a top 3 for us, which is fantastic. Just a really good, well-played Kai'Sa game overall. And yeah, like, you look at this lobby, a lot of people, and perhaps because it was Crab Rave, perhaps because of other factors, decided to go for Reroll here. So it was actually kind of a free Kai'Sa game, and whenever you get a game where you can play Kai'Sa for free, basically uncontested, you should be very happy. Looks like we're going to lose to this Crab here. Looks like Kander's going to win against the Crab, so we're actually the only person that lost to the Crab, which feels really bad. Rolling down here, I wonder if we do hit this Irelia 2, if it is going to end up onto our board here. There's another Kai'Sa 2 that we can play. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely better than Lysandra. And hey, fuck it, like, somehow we hit a random Kai'Sa 3. I mean, I'm down. We're going to fight. This is another duelist player. So Kander is actually contesting Emily Wang. That's why Emily Wang ended up going 7th this game, because she kind of pivoted into contested duelists. And it looks like no one ended up playing Yone this game, so she could have played Yone. It was just really annoying that we were holding so many Yones, so it kind of screwed over Emily, which is really sad for her game. But hey, I mean, good griefing from Spencer here. And I swear if someone in the YouTube comments comes out and says, oh, so it's okay for him to grief, but I'll lose my mind. We're going to get Lysandra back in on this board. I think that's for this Amumu here, like I was talking about. If Lysandra can cast on this Amumu and throw the Amumu to backline, maybe we have a chance of winning. It looks like it's... Whoa, what is that? All right, that's a... What? He doesn't even... Oh, okay, that's a pretty sick read here. I actually love this play, even though we completely missed and we went 8th. And by that, I mean 2nd. But really smart from Spencer here. He says... Xayah 2 is not going to be enough to swing this fight, so I shouldn't even buy this because of how bad the last fight was. What I need to do here is actually roll down for Kai'Sa 3. The only out is if I hit Kai'Sa 3 there, so I'm going to roll down and try to find Kai'Sa 3. You don't buy the Xayah 2 because Xayah 2, even with Xayah 2, we can't win this fight. That's actually such a cool call out from Spencer there to not buy the 2-star 5 cost that he just gets for free in shop. I think that's a really nice play. And I mean, how sick would it have been if he had actually won this game? He was 1 off the Xayah or the Kai'Sa, if he just had a slightly luckier roll the shops, he actually could have potentially won this game. So yeah, really cool game from Spencer. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch and all my other links down below. Thanks for watching.